This is all day, everyday preparedness, and this is all day, everyday preparedness news. Now, there's a lot going on right now, guys, and a lot to unpack. Now, I say this in just about every video, but it's still true today, and that is that you need to keep prepping and start prepping if you haven't already. I also mention pretty much in every video, guys, that the time to prepare and the time to start prepping is running out, and that is indeed true, guys. Now, in my last video, I talked about the importance of prepping and how World War III had already started, just not officially. Now, if you haven't seen that video, I suggest that you go check it out because it does have some key information on why World War III has already began and why it's so important, guys, for you to keep prepping and to be ready for SHTF. Now, I'll leave that video link in the description as well as at the end of this video. Okay, guys, moving on, I want to start off by covering some headlines in the news. And these headlines, guys, and these news articles that I'm going to cover should show you that World War III is indeed beginning. Now, I'll say it again, the world is bracing and prepping for World War III. Okay, guys, and preppers, let's check out this first article about Israel and Iran. Now, it says here that Israel behind massive airstrike on Iranian convoy, reports say. It says here that a convoy of Iranian fuel trucks were crossing from Iraq into Syria and was suspected of carrying missiles and munitions when it came under attack. Also, Iranian state television reported Wednesday that a convoy of fuel tankers had come under U.S. drone attack crossing into Syria. The United States has denied this drone strike. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, the attack was carried out solely by Israel, which has been engaged in a long-running shadow war, as you know, with Iran. Now, the Israeli military declined to comment on the strike. Now, the latest strike comes as Israel prepares for a new government, and it's expected to be headed by former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who campaigned to take a more hawkish approach to Iran. All right, guys, this next article hopefully will make this make a little more sense and make everything a little more clearer to you on why you should be preparing and prepping for SHTF. Now, this headline reads, with Netanyahu back in charge, is a solo strike against Iran in the cards? So there you have it, guys. If Israel were to strike Iran with some type of nuclear strike or some type of big forceful strike that they did on Iran, the Iranians, as you know, would seek and receive assistance from Russia, their ally, as well as China, which is their ally, as well as North Korea, which is their ally. So, guys, all of these powers are allies, as you know. Also, guys, the United States in that situation would have to back Israel in that situation as well. And that's in addition to the fighting is already going on with the Russia-Ukraine war. So again, guys, now is the time to keep prepping and to start prepping if you haven't already for World War III. Now let's look at some more articles to see what's unfolding and why you should be ready and prepared for SHTF. You have to be ready for SHTF, guys. Now this article here comes from The Atlantic and it reads, Taiwan prepares to be invaded. It goes on to say, if China wants to do something drastic, President Tsai Ing-wen told me, Xi has to weigh the cost. He has to think twice. So Taiwan, guys, is getting ready for a possible Chinese invasion, much like what's going on with the Russia-Ukraine war. So they've known this for a while, guys. You see it. They're not saying that Chinese are going to invade Taiwan tomorrow or next week, but they know that it's on the table, and that is the end goal. Like I said, just like with Russia invading Ukraine and the Russia-Ukraine war. And all these things together, guys, just like what we covered with Israel and Iran, is going to shape into World War III. It's in the making right now. Or technically it has kicked off, but just not officially recognized. And as more and more actors come into the stage, these world powers, you're going to see it for yourself. So you need to get prepared right now. SHTF, guys, is no joke. You need to start getting prepared so you and your family have all the supplies, the food, the water, everything that you're going to need. Because once World War III officially kicks off, guys, you're not going to be able to do the same things that you can do now. You know, we've already seen the food shortages. We've already seen the empty shelves. But imagine if the whole world is at war. There's going to be less product, less commodity being manufactured. It's going to be less and less goods in the stores. You're going to have to compete with more and more people just to eat. So you want to stock up and prepare right now. Now let's take a look at this other article. Now this one's from the Bangkok Post. It says Chinese warplane incursions near Taiwan rise to 3-month high. Okay. And that's exactly right. The flight activity from China to Taiwan in that airspace has increased to a high of a 3-month high. Okay. This is from The Guardian, guys. It says that Xi Jinping, he tells his Chinese army to focus focus on preparation for war. So every world superpower right now is preparing and prepping for war. I ask, are you doing the same thing? Okay, you need to get prepped and get prepared right now. You need to keep prepping and start prepping right now. Because again, once these things kick off, guys, it's too late then. So you need to be prepping and making sure again that you have all the supplies that you and your family is going to need once World War III officially is recognized or it officially breaks out. Okay, here's another article, and this one is from JapanToday.com. It reads, Kishida, which is Japan's prime minister, urgently needs to strengthen its military. So guys, as you can see, things are shaping up again for World War III. It's not just the Russia-Ukraine war, but things are heating up all over the world. Now take a look at some of these other articles highlighting World War III is about to jump off. Now you can see it and feel it in the air, that tensions are running high all over the world. So again, you need to keep preparing, need to keep prepping, and take preparedness seriously, guys. Okay, this article here says that Greece can defend islands despite Turkey's threats. So there you have something again right there with Turkey making a threat against Greece. Okay, even France is getting in on the action, preparing for war. This article reads, France reorients its military goals as war returns to Europe. Even the Philippines, guys, are ramping up their military and World War III preparedness. Now, this article states that amid rising U.S.-China tensions, the Philippines says it's committed to speeding up U.S. defense pact projects. World War III, guys, is on the horizon. You just have to be ready for SHTF and be prepared right now. All right, guys, as you know, this happened earlier in the year, or you may not know about this, but I'm going to cover this story because it happened back in the beginning of the year, but I want to bring it to your attention now because it could be a real possibility as this war materializes. We may see Russian troops be deployed south of our border, and that is a real possibility. So you wouldn't deploy those troops south of our border if they're not planning to come into the border, okay? Now, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if that did occur, that would be the case. Now let's check out this article. It says, but Russia suggests military deployments to Cuba, Venezuela, an option. Now that hasn't happened yet, as you know, but again, it could happen in the near future. And I say that because Russia, just a couple months back, was recently in Venezuela participating in the war games or the Olympic Games for the soldiers. So you had military and soldiers represented from Russia, Burma, Belarus, Uzbekistan, China, India, Pakistan, and Indonesia. They all participated in these war games that were held in Venezuela. And this event has been held yearly since 2015. So again, there is a very tight connection, as you should already know, between Russia and Venezuela, as you should already know from history between Russia and Cuba. So again, that could kick off, guys, at some point if this World War III escalates. All right, guys, as you know, again, now is the time to start prepping for SHTF, guys. Again, SHTF could kick off at any time. And trust me, it's going to happen at a time when most people, including preppers, are not prepared for it to happen. So now, this last headline is from Fortune.com. So check it out. It reads that Wall Street's Dr. Doom says World War III has already effectively began. So guys, it's no secret that the world is prepping and preparing for war. But like I said in the last video, don't hold your breath waiting on the media or the government, guys, to tell you that it's actually kicked off. They're just not going to do it. That's why you have to prepare and start prepping right now. So if you knew that World War III would kick off sometime in the next year in 2023, wouldn't you want to be stocking up all the supplies and all the food that you could? Okay, well, that's what's happening right now, guys. It's like a perfect storm. You have food shortages, you have empty shelves, inflation, high food prices, World War III, and civil unrest, guys, is coming very, very soon. So as you can see, guys, all the signs are pointing towards World War III happening. Now, if you know someone that isn't getting ready for SHTF, or if you know someone that is not prepping right now, then share this video with them, please, as well as my last video again on why World War III has already kicked off. Hopefully they can realize what's happening, what's going on, and get better prepared right now. Talk with those people about the different food shortages and the different product shortages that we've already experienced, and share with them how that's going to get even worse once World War III begins. Talk with them about prepping in general and how they need to be ready for SHTF or any disaster that may happen. Now, trust me, guys, it doesn't have to be SHTF that takes someone out of here. It just doesn't have to be that bad. It can be as simple as a natural disaster, something like a massive power outage during the dead of winter. That would take many people out of here. simply because they failed to prepare. So guys, keep on prepping, and again, start prepping if you haven't already. Now don't forget to like this video, guys. That does help YouTube place this video before more viewers that need help getting prepared. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the notification bell if you haven't. That way you won't miss any of my new content and breaking news stories, guys. But again, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Continue to prepare, and as always, be blessed.